Good morning, family. It's your boy Hatendo back again with another video, and in this video today, I'm going to be doing a review on the iPhone 12 Pro. As before in the previous video, I will be reviewing the videos in two ways, well, in a structure, and that structure is design, display, performance, battery, camera, the purpose of using it, price and current value, and my opinion on the device. So let's get started with the review, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe, as it means a lot to me and the channel, and also your other family members. Leave a like, and as always, subscribe. Let's get started. Alright, so starting off with design. The iPhone 12 series is actually a little redesign of the iPhone series since the iPhone 10 came out. It's going back to its original square off edges of the iPhone 4, which released in I don't remember the year, 2012 or something like that. I don't really remember the year, but when iPhone 4 came out, iPhone 4 had square off edges. Then the 5 and so except for the 6, which were meant to round edges. So the 12 series actually brought back the square off edges. So starting off with the front, you can see it's really flush. The screen is really flush to the display due to its square off edges. Because of this design, Apple was able to push the screen size more to the edge, making it a little bit more bigger and flush to the size of the screen. Going on the sides, we have a traditional mute switch. Very convenient, and this is a really great design. Quickly put your phone in silent mode just like that. You got your volume rockers, you got your antennas right here. We have our SIM card tray right here. On the top, we got another antenna there. Other side, we have an antenna right there. We have our side button right there. Antenna right here, and right here. People, when this phone first dropped, people thought that this is actually like a Touch ID or fingerprint reader. What this is actually is one of the 5G antennas. On the back, on the bottom of me, we got our microphone. We have our stereo speakers, a little dusty inside. We have our lightning port. On the back, we have our matte finish glass panel. Many people, when the iPhone 11 dropped, iPhone 11 featured the same matte glass finish, which many people thought that wasn't glass until they dropped it and it actually cracked. I'm not really a fan of this matte glass finish, like the glossy one, like on my previous iPhone XR video. But it still looks nice, especially in this color. This is the Pacific Blue, by the way. It looks really dark, but when you hit it in light, it does, show its true color. Then we have our camera lenses in the back here, camera bumps. We have our three 12 megapixel cameras, our wide, ultra, and telephoto, our flash microphone, and a new, brand new LiDAR scanner, which is first featured on the 12 Pro series. So this is the Pacific Blue colorway. And the Pro models has a surgical grade stainless steel band. It's really constructive, premium. This is one of the premium feelings of the phone. Now, one drawback to the stainless steel band is it catches a lot of fingerprints. As you can see, it gets a lot of fingerprints on. This is Fingerprint City. And if it does get scratched, you are going to see it there, because it's stainless steel. But the thing is, this does get a lot of fingerprints on it, a lot of fingerprints. Also, when you hold the phone in your hand, because of the square off edges and stainless steel band, this phone is kind of feel sharp in your hands and palm your hands. So nothing about that. Um, Also the front, Apple featuring ceramic shield in the front, which is a tougher smartphone glass, which means the front panel of the iPhone 12 Pro and 12 series, it could drop more on the ground without cracking. Fortunately, the back glass does not have ceramic shield; it's only the front. So, enough for the design. Let's get into the other segment of the device. Alright, so iPhone 12 Pro features a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display with resolutions of 2532 by 1170 with a pixel resolution at 460 ppi. So this is well above 1080p, and the screen on this phone is really amazing. It's really a phenomenon. It's an OLED panel. It's really great. You got true blacks, the colors are vibrant and everything like that. There's an HDR display, true tone. You got your wide color P3. Features haptic touch again, same with the XR. Has a 2 million to 1 contrast ratio. And also its max the brightness is 800 nits, which is a typical brightness. And when it's viewing HDR pictures or HDR videos, it has a max brightness of 1200 nits. That's really bright. Again, the display is ceramic shield, which means it's outstand drops before cracking. Stronger glass. 6.1 inch. Now, before, the regular like iPhone 10, 10s, and iPhone 11 Pro were all a 5.8 inch. Now, because of its square off design of the iPhone 12 Pro, Apple was able to push the screen size more to the edge, making it a 6.1 panel. If you were to compare this phone with an iPhone X, or even last year's 11 Pro to this model, this is a little bit bigger than those phones. So if you have any previous case hoping that it will fit the 12 Pro, it's not going to fit that 12 Pro because the screen is bigger and the phone is a little bit bigger. So yeah, the screen is really amazing on this phone. Everything, it's really nice and clear. It's really great on this phone. I am running iOS 16. Hoping we'll get a review of the iPhone 14 Pro since I already pre-ordered it, and I will be doing a review on that phone as well coming. Again, this display. There was rumors saying that this iPhone 12 Pro will feature ProMotion, 120 hertz refresh rate. Fortunately, that didn't come with the 12, but instead came with 13 of the next following year. The notch is still there. It's really huge, same size as the iPhone X when it first dropped. It's until next year, the iPhone 13 Pro or 13 series, they decreased the notch size. Other than that, the screen is really amazing. You can watch all your videos 1080p, 4K. Everything looks really amazing on this OLED panel. Compared to the iPhone XR, where it was really run down, watery. The colors wasn't vibrant, but the Retina display on the iPhone XR did save it. If that didn't really had Retina display, that iPhone screen would have been trash. But this is a upgrade. So that's it for the screen. Let's move on to the next segment. All right, so the iPhone 12 Pro or iPhone 12 series features the new Apple's A14 Bionic chip. Now, the A14 Bionic is actually based off Apple's first Max Silicon chip, which is the Apple M1 chipset. both the A14 and M1 are practically the same. Just the M1 is a little bit more faster than the A14. So the Apple A14 Bionic is built on the 5nm process. It is a 6-core CPU with I believe it clocks up to 2.35 gigahertz. I think that's the most. Apple always underclock their CPUs on their mobile devices. It features 2 power efficient cores, performance cores, and 4 power efficient cores. So which means, it can handle easy tasks and stuff like that. It has a new next generation neural engine, which is a 16-core neural engine. Has Apple GPU of a 4-core graphic chipset. It's really, when the chip came out, the chip is really fast. It really blows the competition. It has 70% faster MLOS accelerators. I will post images on the screen to show you guys more up. It's the fastest 5nm chip in a smartphone, 80% faster neural engine, 50% faster CPU than any other smartphone chip. Machine learning controller, 11.8 billion transistors, a security enclave, and much more. I will post up images on the screen to show you guys all about the A14 Bionic. But this chip in 2022 is still fast. Had this phone for about 2 years now. Upgrading to the iPhone 14 Pro with its A16 Bionic. Sure, the A16 Bionic will be a little bit faster than the A14, but to the average user, you won't really see a difference because these chips are already fast and optimized. For a phone that came in 2020, this chip is actually better than the latest Samsung Snapdragon CPUs. The A14 Bionic is a really fast chip. It runs games and stuff pretty well, no lag and stuff like that. Performance wise, no slowdowns, and so on and so on and so on. So the A14 Bionic is a great chip. This chip was also in the iPad Air 4th gen iPad Air. This is a really great chip. So you will be amazed of the speed and reliability of the A14 Bionic. So let's move on to the next segment. When it comes to the battery of the iPhone 12 Pro, the 12 Pro is the battery department in the iPhone 12 Pro is a little disappointing due to the fact that Apple put a smaller size battery capacity in the iPhone 12 Pro series. The only iPhone that benefit of the battery is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The iPhone 12 minis is also one of the degrading factor of the battery. The second best battery after the 12 Pro Max is the iPhone 12, and the iPhone 12 Pro is the third. The reason for this is because Apple put a small capacity battery in these iPhones. The battery were improved with the iPhone 13 series as Apple put a bigger battery in those devices. So one factor to consider into the battery is 5G. The iPhone 12 series was actually the first iPhones to feature 5G, and 5G is new, and 5G uses more battery than LTE. So Apple made a way to conserve battery. If you go into cellular options and hit cellular options, roaming on, my fault, you'll see this option, the cellular data options, which says voice and data 5G auto. You want to make sure that 5G auto is always on instead of 5G on, because with 5G on, basically what's happening is the iPhone antenna band will always be connected to 5G, which will drain your battery much quicker than its default settings. 5G auto will only use 5G whenever you need it. So if you're streaming a movie, you're downloading a game, updating your phone and stuff like that, the iPhone will adapt and turn on 5G instead of using LTE. Now, of course, you can just leave it on LTE if you're not a fan of 5G or you want to save extra battery life, but I just recommend just putting your phone in low power mode, and 5G will back to LTE. Excuse me. Again, data mode, you want to make sure it's allow more data on 5G. Just leave it on default settings as Apple has it. So the battery, by the way, this percentage is only for iOS 16. If you guys don't update your phones to iOS 16 and you head to the battery section, you will see the battery percentage. I really don't like the design of the battery, so I usually turn it off. Oops. I like it on mine like that. I just swipe up and I see the percentage like that. Anyway, so the battery, it is a 2815 milliamp, which is really small compared to the other iPhones. Apple did put a smaller battery in this. Why? We don't know. It does support fast charging, 20 watt. You get 50% in 30 minutes since the iPhone 8 had this. It also features a new way of charging your device. Wireless charging has been, going on for a while now. So Apple decided to improve that with MagSafe. The way MagSafe works is it's a bunch of magnets on the back of the iPhone 12 series, and you attach the Apple proprietary MagSafe charger on the back of the iPhone, and it charges it wirelessly with 15 watt charging, which is better than the Q magnetic fast charging, which is only go up to 5 watts, 7.5 watts. Apple's MagSafe charger charges the phone with 15 watts. Now, it is not a requirement. You can still charge your phone with Apple's Lightning connector, which I recommend. Do it. Depends on the user preferences. Like me, I'm not really a fan of MagSafe. I never actually used it. It does seem convenient, as instead of me going like this and plugging my phone in, I can just put my phone down on the MagSafe and it would charge my phone. But you won't get the full charging experience compared to using a USB-C fast charger, which charges your phone up to 20 watts. So battery life on this thing wasn't really that great, like I said. Apple did improve it with the next iPhone. So video playback on this phone is 17 hours. If you're streaming, you want to get 11 hours. Audio playback is 65 hours, things like that. So battery compartment isn't really that great, especially if your iPhone is degraded. As you see, mine is still 91% if I've had it for 2 years, which is pretty weird to me, because usually, that's usually supposed to be lower than that. But other than that, it's when it first dropped, the battery life was ass. I don't know if iOS updates tweak the battery, which make it more optimized, but the battery, I still have to charge the phone at least once a day. Just once a day, I charge the battery. So other than that, that's it for the battery compartment. Move on to the next segment. Camera. The iPhone 12 Pro have improved camera system compared to the iPhone 11 Pro. The iPhone 12 Pro has 3 12 megapixel cameras, a 12 megapixel wide camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, telephoto camera, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. Also coming to the bunch, we have a new LiDAR scanner. The LiDAR scanner was featured in the iPad Pro, and the LiDAR scanner allows you to do AR capabilities for faster autofocus and for better night mode shots. The camera on the iPhone 12 Pro is really amazing, really great. It features a 1.6 aperture for the wide, a 2.0 aperture for the telephoto, and a 2.4 aperture with 120-degree field of view for the ultra wide. We have our 2x optical zoom, and digitally 10x. Here's the ultra wide view of the camera. Let's take a picture of this. Like I said, it does have night mode, which uses the LiDAR scanner to take really nice nighttime photos. I will show you guys on the screen. So here's an example of the night mode shot. I took this picture in pitch black room, and you can see with the neural engine and everything else, the phone was able to capture low light, especially with the LiDAR scanner, which made this dark room brighten up. That looks. We have our portrait mode. Now, because we have a dedicated telephoto lens, we can take telephoto portrait modes of objects and not just people. As with the iPhone XR, it's only capable of taking of people. I will show you guys that on the screen. Also, the iPhone 12 Pro series have something called Deep Fusion, which is basically Apple's photo engine, which allows you to take deep shots and colors, accuracy and stuff like that. And we have Apple Pro RAW, which is a really heavy photo taker. Each file taken with Pro RAW is approximately 25 megabytes. So if you are using Apple Pro RAW, just know your iPhone will run out of space because this is really taking really high resolution pictures. Coming to the front camera, same basic with the front camera. You have a 12 megapixel front, true depth. Does feature night mode. So here's an example of the front camera selfie of the iPhone 12 Pro. You can see this is an unedited photo and everything looks clear and sharp. It also has, if you turn the phone sideways, the camera also zooms out, the front camera. Let's go into video mode. The iPhone 12 Pro can shoot 4K 60 without a problem. And the iPhone 12 Pro is also the first iPhone to shoot in Dolby Vision HDR10 video. I've already pre-recorded something on the screen, so I will show you guys that on the screen. How the iPhone 12 Pro takes its video in 4K 30. Coming to the front. Since the front camera of the iPhone 12 Pro is 12 megapixels, we can now shoot in 4K 60. I don't really use the 60 FPS as 30 FPS is the sweet spot as it collects enough lighting data and stuff like that. Again, head outside, take some really stunning pictures. So that's it for the camera department. Let's move on to the next segment. So what can you use the iPhone 12 Pro for? Well, you can use it as your daily driver as it is getting the latest software updates. You know, you got the screen is not outdated. You got your Retina OLED display. Cameras are great. You can use this phone as your daily driver. You can use it for a backup. You can even use it to record dedicated video. of its HDR camera lens and stuff like that. Same as before the iPhone XR. This phone is pretty useful. It is not outdated. Use this phone for a lot of things. Me personally, I will use this phone as a dedicated camera to record my videos for YouTube and stuff like that, as it could shoot 4K 60, 4K 30, even HDR 10 Dolby Vision video. Really great phone. Again, this is currently my current daily driver. I will be getting the iPhone 14 Pro, which is coming out this Friday of this video when I record it. And I will be putting up a review for that phone as well, showing you guys the camera and everything on the iPhone 14 Pro. So stay tuned for that, and that's pretty much it for this segment. Let's move on. Price wise, when the iPhone 12 Pro came out, it was a whopping $99, which is the traditional price since the iPhone 10 came out. Nothing different. With these great features, the iPhone 12 Pro was $1,000. You can get this phone on eBay for about $500 to $600. It's still a great phone. Carriers no longer sell this phone. I know T-Mobile, they were still selling this phone, but it's not, like I said, do not get previous iPhone generations from carriers, as they will rip you off. They will just drop the phone down by $100, and with that $100, you might as well just buy again the brand new iPhone instead of buying the last year's generation. You can head on to Giselle.com, Swapper, eBay. You know, they have great deals on the iPhone 12 Pro if you do want to get your hands on one. I recommend using Giselle. You know, they have great prices, and the phones are in really great condition depending on what you buy it in. But yeah, the iPhone 12 Pro, it's really the value on this phone really didn't drop that much. So you will have to pay a little bit more, just a little less than what it originally cost. So let's move on to this next segment. The iPhone 12 Pro is probably Apple's bestest designed iPhone, even though the front and the back is very similar to the iPhone 11 Pro. You know, this phone is really great design. Square off edges. It's nice Pacific blue colorway. It really looks nice. Like I said, this phone, in my opinion, is probably one of the bestest iPhones they ever made. You can still use it up to today. You know, where it's A14 Bionic, all 4 cameras or 12 megapixel cameras. Takes great photos. Performance is really great. It still supports the latest iOS update, and you know, if you buy this iPhone today in 2022, you won't make a mistake. You know, you are going to be buying with guaranteed that this iPhone will last you for another 4 to 5 years, as iPhones do last long with their updates. Once again, guys, the iPhone 12 Pro, it's a really great phone. Use as a current driver, as a dedicated camera. You know, it's really worth picking up one today. You know, I really enjoyed using this phone for these last 2 years, as I'm really upgrading to the iPhone 14 Pro. You know, really great phone. So guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys like the video, you know what to do. Press the like button, leave a comment. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. It means a lot to me and the other family members of the channel. Other than that, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now, guys.